Greetings, my fellow engineers. Welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. My name is Ragnar, and today we are working once again on the project that we left off on last time. That is our antenna network, the array that connects our two bases, our base here on the Earth and our base up there on the moon. And last time we rode this thing out from our moon base. We didn't bring much with us, only a couple of bottles and stuff, so we will run out of that stuff here pretty soon. But I have been here, I've been tinkering with the settings on this puppy, trying to get it to aim perfectly at the sun, to no avail, unfortunately. I think, and this is just a theory that I have running right now, but I'm going to act on it anyway, because why not? It's the best thing I got going so far. But I think there's a flaw with our design. Now, if you recall from last time, what we're trying to do here is we've got the two rotors, right? This is our inclination setting, and this is our constant rotation, our sun tracking rotor. Now, we point this little camera on the front. This is the driving camera for the buoy itself. And we point that right at that dark spot in the nebula there. Best I can tell, that is the center of rotation of the sun. I've watched quite a bit trying to see exactly how it moves about. That's my best guesstimation. Ugh, I hate that word. I can't believe I just used it. But that's my best estimate as to the center of the rotation of the sun, and as far as I can tell, it's a perfect circle. So I think I can get away with this design, and we're just using this camera up here, obviously, to make sure that the array is pointed directly at the sun, which it is currently not. But ignore that for now. So I think what I want to do here to start off with is I want to take our little spaceman just in his suit, no ship involved, all the way back to our base there on the moon, and we'll pick up some components because as you saw earlier, I have nothing on me other than the oxygen and hydrogen bottles necessary to survive and a couple of tools. But I want to go grab some components, and I want to modify this a little bit before we get started on the other 4 buoys, which is going to complete the chain, the network as it were. And we'll bring that back in Apollos just so we have another source of oxygen and whatnot. And we'll go a little overkill on it too, just so we can have a little creative freedom with the design. So yeah, that's the plan, guys. I'm going to make a flight back real quick to the moon base, and I will be right back with you. All right. We are on final approach, approaching buoy EM5. Ready to do our small adjustments to the design. I am very much hoping that we can figure out how to make it work. Because I just don't really want to download somebody else's script. It feels kind of unoriginal, you know? Because it is. Because I'm just taking someone else's work. And I want to solve the problems myself. That's, I'm sure you can identify with that. All right, so hopping out. So the basic plan, I guess, yeah, we'll tear that down, obviously. As you can see here, we've got way more than we need in terms of components. We're a little shy of our ice needs. Yeah, but we're out here now, so we'll figure that out later. But yeah, so what we need to do is we need to tear this thing down. So what I'm thinking I am interested in doing is going for something a little bit more symmetric. Maybe possibly another rotor on the other side just to kind of keep it nice and even looking. I'm not sure if I'll really be able to connect that. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I don't know how to do it. But I'll tinker around with it and see if I can get it to work. If I can't get it to work, then we'll do something a little bit different. But that is the plan, guys. I'm going to work on design. I'm going to verify that it sort of kind of works. Hopefully we can see that it's been tracking the sun. That'll be kind of difficult to do. But I don't have a better idea of how to fix this. I wish I could show you the issue, but it's kind of hard to show you because the sun moves so slowly. So I guess I'm gonna do the build, and I'm gonna kind of assume that it's going to fix the problem. I'll set it up, aim it directly at the sun. and then we'll check back on it much later. But in the interim, we will be working on the other 4 buoys. And if it's not perfect, you know, I think it's going to be relatively okay still. Our batteries are doing pretty okay here, so I don't think that we need to worry too much. We also have 2 batteries, which is like way overkill for what we actually need. So, but that's how we do it here on the Ragnar channel. We just throw tons and tons of resources at things, so we never have to worry about it. So anyway, I'll continue tearing this down, guys, and I will come back with you when I have something that looks functional. And we're back. Alright, guys. So this is what I came up with. It's a pretty simple modification. Sadly, I was unable to figure out how to connect that second rotor and maintain symmetry, but such is the case more often than I would like in general. But in all things considered, rather, the centering of this seems to have made pointing our solar array directly at the sun a little bit more doable. And I'll show you how I can kind of verify that we're directly pointed at it in a second. So let's just jump in here, make sure that we have our oxygen that we need, and we'll go to remote access, take control, and camera 2. Yep, that's the one. Ugh, super bright. Okay, so you'll notice the lens flares here, how they kind of move. That's what I'm using as a reference to see if I'm perfectly centered. So what I'm trying to do is get these things to be lined up exactly correctly. And I did quite a bit of experimentation with this in terms of trying to set the speed of our sun tracking rotor. The problem is, according to my calculations, this is one of the closest numbers I could get, by the way, but according to my calculations with, you know, there's 1440 minutes in a day, 24-hour day cycle, 360-degree rotation, so many RPMs, blah, blah, blah. You can do the math, but it comes out to be about 0.00069, so on and so forth. We only have 4 digits to play with here, so the closest obviously would be 0.0007. The game does not seem to match up with the speed that I'm observing here, so what I ended up doing was I was tinkering around, just going up and down and trying to find something that worked. 0.0009 is a little too slow, and 0.001 is a little bit too fast, as far as I can tell. So what I want to do is I'm going to leave this set at this speed currently, and we're going to go back and we're going to set up the other 4 antenna buoys. And then we'll come back and we'll check on this thing later. So let's fire this thing up. We'll say goodbye to our antenna buoy. Best of luck, my friend. I hope that you serve us well and prove me wrong. I'm not super optimistic about it, but I will see you guys back at the moon base and we'll get going on the other 4. And we are back at base. So guys, I've been doing a little bit of work here and I will show you what I've gotten up to. A little bit of remodeling to the interior of our little habitat here. I moved the oxygen generator down. We kind of tinkered with the connections up at the top. Ooh. Man, that glitch gets me every time. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you stand too close, let's bring up our tab screen. You can see we're fully oxygenated in here. I have my mask off, obviously, but if you stand too close, you start taking damage. So that's just a little bit of a funky thing with the hitbox rather, on the corner glass windows. But if you notice here on the floor, we've got a conveyor junction that is connecting to our new storage, which is based below the floor now. I have 1 large storage container replacing our 4 small storage containers up at the top, and it looks a lot cleaner up there, which I am really kind of liking. So we'll go take a peek at that really quick, as well as checking out the work that I've done on the 4 antenna buoys. They are looking, well, incomplete, but you can see the interior parts. I wanted to leave them a little bit unfinished just so you could get a glimpse, but you can see up here we're looking a lot cleaner. I'm liking that a lot. So yeah, these are all duplicates of what we have floating out there in space, our EM5 buoys. So this will be EM1 through 4, each flying out to those different locations that we coordinated earlier last episode. But yep, standard exact same layout. We've got our remote control block there. We've got all of our thrusters in place, our antenna, the most important part. We've got our automated gunning going on to protect these things. Worth mentioning, by the way, guys, I don't know if we've got one close by. We do. I have been seeing space pirates flying in and about the area closer and closer to our base. So they are getting more and more bold. And I think it's going to be a bit of a concern. So I'm very happy that we went ahead and we put guns on all of these buoys, because I'm sure that those are going to be coming in handy later on. I'm not sure that it's going to be an issue for the far out buoys that are far from our character, because I don't think that the space pirates will spawn, but within a certain radius of the player. So anything that's far away will be safe. But if we're flying by, if we're transiting between our two bases, there's a good chance that we'll see a space pirate show up, and it'll be good to have these things able to protect themselves. But yeah, just wanted to give you a glimpse of the mechanics involved here. You'll also notice that I decided to connect these with connectors this time rather than the EM5 buoy, which we built as a part of the main grid of our space station, lunar base here, which got a little funky when we detached it, and it took a bit for it to realize that it was a separate ship. So these, once I turn all the thrusters on, should be pretty good. They should maintain their position in space. The only concern that I have is we've added a little bit of weight up in our rotating arm that was not there for buoy EM5 when we launched it. And these are all heavy armor blocks, so those are pretty heavy. I'm not sure how that's going to play out with our two small thrusters on the bottom, but I'm hoping it's going to be okay. So anyway, the only thing I've got left here is I have to put a skin on these things and we'll be ready to launch. So I'll get to it, guys, and I will see you back in a little bit. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have been at it all night, and the sun has arisen over the mountains, which is excellent because it's given us a chance to charge up our batteries a little bit. But you could see I have completed the skins of all 4 antenna buoys, and they are all lit and ready to go. I have a couple of concerns that I just want to chat to you about really quick. First of which is particularly antenna buoy EM1. So you can see from here how they kind of curve around, and that is tracing a 1 kilometer gap between outer space and the edge of the sphere of influence of the Earth. So it's safe to say from this perspective that antenna buoy EM1, that's this guy right here, is going to be passing through the gravitational influence of the Earth. That's a problem for sure. As we all know, ion thrusters don't do so well inside the atmosphere of a planet. So I think for that one in particular, we're going to want to fly it out a bit, quite a ways probably. So that's going to be a bit of a manual process. That is not the only concern that I have here, though. Let's just get rid of these things real quick. If I can jump in here and look at this. Let's look at the connectors. All right. Let's just release this really quick. Pay it no mind that it's syncing right now. We'll grab that. Take control. It's all right. Let's bring it back up to the magnetic coupler. So, let's pull it away. And I just want to show you really quick one of the problems that has me a little concerned here. So if we go in and hang on, let's release our control and we'll go into EM1 and we set it up. You can see I've got the waypoint EM1 selected, and if we turn on autopilot, I'm just gonna click it really quick because I don't want it to crash, but watch. Look at that. When it does that, it just flips over left and right, upside down, all over the place, and it's a real problem. I don't think that autopilot is going to work so well, at least not in a situation where we have such limited thrust, where we're fighting the force of gravity of the moon. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take each and every one of these guys, I'm going to pop them up just outside of the sphere of influence of the moon, and we're going to launch them from there. With the exception of EM1, I'm going to launch that one manually, and we're going to pull that one out and around so that we don't skim too close to the Earth and have it dropped like a stone onto the ground there. So I'll be right back with you guys. Let me just fly these things up, and we will launch them from orbit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are standing atop buoy EM1, and she is in place. Let's go check out the GPS coordinate right there, EM1. Antenna buoy EM1. Fantastic. This project went off pretty well. I only had to interrupt the flight of this particular buoy. The other ones flew perfectly to their spots. I do suspect that buoy EM2 skimmed through the gravitational sphere of influence of the Earth a little bit, but it seemed to not have too much of a problem, so it must not have gotten all that close. I followed along behind in Apollo here. I set up each and every one of their solar arrays, so they're all pointing at the sun. They are rotating appropriately. We'll have to verify later on that they stay in sync, but I will be doing that off camera, and I'll let you guys know how that worked out next episode. I also noticed we have a space pirate here. That is about as close as I have ever seen them get, so they are definitely aware that we're in the neighborhood that we're setting up, and I'm not surprised because we have all of these buoys cranked up in their range absolutely as far as they will go, so that we can use as few as possible to complete the chain between our two bases. But all that being said, the only thing we've got left is to fly down to our Earth base. Man, am I ever looking forward to getting down there, cracking the old helmet open, breathing in that fresh Earth air, and we're going to set up our last antenna. So I will see you guys back on the ground in just a bit. There she is, guys. We're on our final approach. You can hear those atmospheric thrusters whirring away. I have not had to fire those up, and I can't even remember how long. Quite a few episodes, in fact. Let's slow it down a little bit more, huh? Bringing it in. And not too rough. I don't even remember how big this platform is relative to our... Oh, there it is. All right. Shut her down. Lock the gear. Hop out. We don't need that stuff anymore. Oh, man. Oh, I'd forgotten how beautiful Earth was. Ooh, and these are the new tree models. Oh, wow, they look really good. Yeah, we're gonna have to play some more here. I haven't been back to Earth in a long time. There's been so many updates since then. It's really nice. Alright, let's see if we can figure out how to get our base up and running again. Looks like the power is off. Man, this place feels deserted and empty. Nice thing is that it's morning, though. Alright, guys. I'm going to go and check out... Ooh. I'm going to turn things back on. I'm going to get the components that I need to put together an antenna, and I will be right back with you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys. Holy crap. Where do these guys come from? Hang on. You. And, character tools. We gotta take these guys out. Oh, this is not something I missed. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, that's good. Free components. I'll take them. Oh, anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was about to say that we do have our components all crafted up. We're ready to place our antenna. I just need... What do you have? Nothing? Am I dumb? What am I doing? Anyway, so we have all our antenna components here. Let's just pop them out. And I want to throw one probably just up here on the top of the base to get going anyway. We'll do something that looks a little bit better, I think, later on. But for now, we are running low on time for the episode. And I want to verify that we have connection, that we are able to communicate between our two bases using our extremely long chain of antenna buoys. So that thing is fired up. It's ready to go. All right. I hope you decay. That's not where I want you laying. Anyway, so let's run over here. We have a control panel and antenna number 3. Very good. It's on. We'll turn up the broadcast radius all the way. And let's try going out. There we go. All right, so we have connection. We can remote access. Not our lunar base or space station because we have no remote control. However, let's just go here. I know I have a camera on the solar array. Oh, I am so happy. Oh, it's beautiful. Yes, we can see the view from the moon from our solar array. We really could use some cameras that can pan around and stuff, but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have connection from our Earth base all the way to the moon base. Now we can fly things in between using remote controls alone, and I am very excited about that. I'm very excited to be here on the Earth. It is beautiful, and I'm looking forward to playing some more here in such a nice environment. I had forgotten how beautiful it was, and I've learned a lot since then about the game in general. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe as well. But anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for coming by. This has been Ragnar, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye, guys.